Eros is
big up Eros, man. I had to do that for Eros, bro.
Big up the panel, big up the chat. Abs in the building. BBK, big up the panelists.
Yeah.
I like what the panelists said.
Yeah.
I like what the panelists said about the Brighton manager. How you would take the Brighton manager over Arteta, because that's exactly my kind of thinking as well. But anyway,
the young kid,
I would take him over Arteta right now, guy. You know why? Listen, his football philosophy and the way they play football, Brighton. Remember, yeah, he's a young guy as well. He's a young dude as well. He just seems like, he's a very good tactical manager. Remember, those guys finished top 10, didn't they? Brighton.
Yeah.
The guy's only 34 or something like that. So big up to him, man. Big up to these young managers, these young German managers. But anyway, I need to say a few things right now.
Go for it, bro.
I need to drop a few. Where's my do you know what I mean? Where's my sound music, man? Where's my sound music? Oh, Lord, listen. I think everyone needs to chill about Berta right now.
Okay.
And this is. I know, bro. Let me just drop my little something. So the man's just come in, yeah. He's been in 3 months exactly, yeah. He's not really, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see everyone's getting a little bit uneasy and this, that, and I understand it totally. But for me personally, I've got the Berta spirit right now, because I'll tell you something now. Berta ain't panicking. Berta is not panicking. Yeah, he's like, okay, I've come into the club, and people have this thing that he's a Martin Edwards and he's just gonna come in and do his thing and just bam, 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 bam. No, Berta has to give Berta a little bit of time. This is when I'm gonna judge Berta, right? When Arteta gets fired. And we're choosing our next manager, because he's not just, people just think here that he's coming here just to look for players and buy players and all that kind of stuff. That's not just what Berta's job is. He's here to oversee. If Arteta messes up, who is the next manager we're bringing in? Now, the saga is Sesko or Gyökeres. Yeah, we all know who I want. Yeah, BBK knows who I want as a striker, yeah. But don't let this cloud our judgment, people, yeah. Do not let these two signings and Zubamendi and whoever's cloud our judgment, yeah. Arteta has to do his thing, yeah. You're seeing the last reign of Arteta now, yeah. The last little stubbornness, the last little ego, the last bit of, just I want my this, I want my that. Because come next season, if he's not delivering in the first half of the season, people are going to start asking questions. They're not going to be asking questions of Berta. They're going to be asking questions of the manager. Yeah, they may be asking slight questions. Well, Berta, how come you didn't do this and how come you didn't do that? That's why another thing that's very important to me as well. It's who we go into the new season with. Now, until we kick that first football, yeah, until we kick a ball in our first match, yeah, I'm going to be watching the process. I'm going to be watching the process to see who we're bringing in and who's Berta's players and who Arteta's players are. You don't get control straight away. You can't just come in and control up the place straight away. I don't believe that. Not with Arsenal. Maybe with other teams, but I don't think Berta can come into Arsenal as ruthless as he is. I don't think he has that kind of control at Arsenal. Arsenal is a different type of animal when it comes to transfers, when it comes to this, when it comes to that. It's not Atletico. This is Arsenal now. We've seen his track record already. Arteta hasn't got a track record. So all I'm saying is, man, them, be patient. Just be patient.
Yeah, I hear it, right? But this is the part that worries me. This is the part that concerns me. That if you're gonna give Arteta enough rope to hang himself, too much rope could be at the detriment of the club 2 years from now. I'm a bigger fan of ripping the band-aid off instead of just pulling it off slowly. You might do more damage you try to pull it off slowly. Just either you, because if we giving him rope to hang himself means players that he wants. Then you end up putting these players on bad contracts. Then you can't get rid of them when the new manager comes in. That's the part that concerns me. And what also concerns me, if Bertha comes in like a nice guy, he can't turn into a tough guy next month. It's easier to come in as an asshole, kick the door in, and then loosen up. You have to come in and establish your dominance. Because if you let Arteta punk you, it is very difficult for you to turn around and turn into a tough guy when he leaves. You know what I mean? That worries me. And
So
on.
to that
So
point, okay, go ahead. Waf.
yeah, go on, my brother. Go on, Jago.
No, I was saying, in some point, I agree with you with Brighton coming in. are just not someone to sign players. There's a bigger plan behind that. Um, but at the same time, we giving Arteta too much time to hang himself, like Con said. So why wait that long, right? We've been doing this for 3, 4, 5 years now, right? We all know what Arsenal need from the past 2 years, right? We have built a defense. There is only one or two more things the club need, and we have a manager that is not willing to make that decision to move the club to where it needs to be. Why keep him? Why go through another
Exactly.
season with him?
Now, Abs,
I
don't
don't.
you
I
think
don't. Yeah.
do you think that
Yeah.
if Bertha actually sacks Arteta, the message that it will send right now would be more than just playing along? Be a bigger message. Like you sack him now, everyone is on their toes. Everyone is on edge. Like, bro, this guy means business. We have to.
But he's not going to sack Arteta because the owners don't want the owners. He's performed his KPIs this season, so
Mhm.
he's not going to get sacked, regardless of whether we want him to be sacked. He's not going to be sacked, and I'm not. I'm not. I'm not an Arteta agent, or I don't like Arteta as it is. Yeah, but I'm just looking at the reality of the situation. I think it's interesting what you said about the club going backwards. Arteta has actually brought us forward and is also bringing us backwards as well, because in the last 2-3 seasons where he hasn't brought in a proper striker, and now he's only decided to bring in a striker now, I feel that he's taken us backwards. I thought he took us backwards last season and the season before that. We still have Gabriel in our midth. We still have the likes of Havertz in our team as well. A better manager, more experienced manager, they improve players, no? They improve players. So I don't get this notion of how far back Arsenal can go. I feel that we're in a position right now where we need that extra, that extra bit, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't think Arteta as a manager and has the mentality to take us to that edge. We just need someone who identifies as soon as they come into the club, right? You're my striker, yeah? Okay. I'm going to work with you and the coaches. We're going to get you banging in more goals, yeah? I'm not going to be doing the long throw-on and set pieces and all that kind of madness, yeah? Because this is not how Arsenal play. Someone that's going to bring us back, yeah, to those days where, we used to play free-flowing football and stuff like that. I don't see that. I think Arteta's taken us backwards this season, especially with the way we're playing, especially with the, don't lose the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Just be defensive first and all that kind of stuff. He doesn't take enough risks. And I want a manager that's going to take risks. I don't care if I lose 3-2. Yeah, sorry, as bad as it sounds. I want to win. I want to go into games, yeah, being excited, knowing that, you know what, yeah, this team has a manager and players that want to play, you know what I mean? That players that want to play for the manager, not the opposite of that.
So if Inter sacks Inzaghi next week, and Berta sacks him and go pick, hey, it's my Italian boys out of a job and go pick him up. What are you saying?
Taking him. I'm taking him. I'm taking him.
And I asked that question for a reason, because all of a sudden, Inzaghi has a bad week at the office, a bad day at the office, and lose 5-0, and all of a sudden he's a terrible manager, right? But everyone was praising him when he beat Barcelona. You know, yeah, I'm saying our fans are fickle. All of a sudden, he's a bad manager, but no one called Carlo Ancelotti a bad manager, and he may be responsible for the biggest bottle job in Champions League final history. They were up 3-0 with the AC Milan team, and that Liverpool beat them. Right? But no one ever calls Don Carlo, bro. He had a bad day at the office, but he got to the final.
Exactly.
You were sucking him off.
Exactly. You know, just as you said, bad day at the office. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm of the belief, I have seen enough evidence to have confidence that the biggest signing we can make this summer is a new manager. It's not Sesko. It's not, because as long as Arteta is here, bro, Kai Havertz is in this team. That's my sticking point. The next person I want out the door when Arteta leaves is Kai Havertz, you know, because I don't think any top manager is going to look at Havertz and be like, that's the guy that I can win with.
Ask SKFC, yeah, okay. Inter Milan, they've underachieved, yeah, but how many trophies has Inzaghi won whilst he's been at Inter Milan compared to Arteta?
Uncomfortable conversations. That's what I'm saying. It's like we use the facts that, or the numbers that only supports our argument. You know what I'm saying? But SKS, go for it. If he has underachieved, what's Arteta done in 5 years? Right? I mean, Arteta, I'm gonna come back to this, but you know, I don't want to skip the other comments up here and shit. But if he's underachieved,
he's only okay. Look, bring up he's only won the Serie A once. What has Arteta won in comparison? Has Arteta's gone for the Champions League 3 times and he's never won it?
Yeah.
5 years down the line, at least you can say Inzaghi's won the Serie A. You know, at least he's won the whatever cups. He's won about 4 titles or cups whilst he's been there. Now he might have underachieved, but he's done much better than what Arteta's done.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, going like Yaga P. Like this is what I'm saying. Like we in these spaces and we talk and we make our points, bro. But then you see what these top gooners and these other fans did when Thierry Henry spoke about their boy. Did you see that? Did you see the reaction?
I mean, the truth always hurts.
That he got. That's what I'm saying. This is what we're up
against. Yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
He has in his corner, you know what I mean?
I've seen it.
You know, so it's just I just don't know, man. But you say you're giving birth to time. I hear it. You know, I've been told that we're moving in silence. I don't believe it. Arsenal Football Club don't like silence. We love PR. We love when our name is on Sky Sports. We love being in the mentions. So I don't think we're doing anything, bro. I really don't. And if Liverpool win the league, lose their right back, sign a right back, and made a bid, actual bid, for the best available midfielder in the world, and they're strengthening from a position above us, and we're here talking about Sesko or Gyökeres. Sesko or Gyökeres should have been at the club already.
The fact that Liverpool had already signed a player and Arsenal is nowhere needs to be confirmed of anybody is ridiculous to me. Which means that the urgency is not there. Right? Like I said, the entire season we know what we needed. The scouts know what we needed. I'm pretty sure they've been looking for who they wanted for a very, very long time. That should be our first purchase as soon as the season closes and transfer window is open. That should be your first purchase. This is what I want. Boom. Let's start working from now. You know, so that when come season start, you know, we're already on course. It takes time for a player to adjust. Whoever we bring, we're not going to just sit here and be like, okay, he's about to come and bank in goals. Like I have talked before, I don't care about any other leagues out there. The Premier League is a different breed. I don't care who you are as a player out there. If you haven't been to the Premier League and prove yourself to me, I kind of, you know, rate you a little bit less or whatever the case might be. Because I know the Premier League brings out a different animal. the defenders are ruthless. You know, how many top European players have came to the Premier League and can't make it, or they fall short somewhere. There's a whole bunch of lists, you know, of all the goals Haaland is scoring. There's still people still criticize him in some way, shape, and form that he's not producing like the first season, you know. So I tell everybody, you have 1 year in the Premier League as a new player. Once they figure you out, you
Yeah,
have to prove yourself to go from there. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree, and that's why I only count to 9 that of players that I'd actually keep. And I mean, if you can make the case for other players, but those are my 9 that I'm definitely keeping that I think we need because of where we are. There's only one way that we can move in the table that I will accept, and it's up, right? And those 9, in addition to other players, the other ones can go. And it looks like right now we're waiting on everyone in the transfer market to sign all the good players, and then we go feed off the scraps.
yeah,
I can hear the excuses for next April, next May that Sesko is young, he needed time to adjust to a new league, blah blah blah.
And,
But
and, and BBK, this is my issue as well. Yeah, this is my issue. Why are we comparing ourselves to Liverpool?
yeah,
Liverpool have 20 league titles. They have 6 Champions Leagues, amples of cups. Yeah. Why are we comparing ourselves to Liverpool? Liverpool have just won, the Premier League. Yeah. We were nowhere to be seen. Yeah. How many points? 10 points or whatever. And that was because they slowed down and they couldn't be bothered. Yeah.
yeah,
So when we start comparing ourselves to other teams, yeah, I think that's a massive problem because we are Arsenal at the end of the day. And this is how, unfortunately, this is how Arsenal move. They've not changed the way they've moved in the transfer window for years. As far as I've been supporting Arsenal, they've always had this same reserved, take your time, get players over the line kind of attitude. Even right now, yeah, we're expecting players to be signed, and we're refreshing Fabrizio, refreshing transfer news and everything, and there's still nothing. All we're just hearing about is Sesko and Gyökeres, both personal terms being agreed and all that kind of rubbish. Yeah, this is how Arsenal move, and I think we need to start just getting used to it, how they move, because there's no point stressing yourself out. Liverpool are moving like a big club because they are a big club. They're a massive institution. The reality is, yeah, the reality is of Arsenal is, yeah, is that, and I remember BBK said something like this, yeah, we're like trading places, yeah, we're like the man that's got the big mansion, yeah, but we're still wearing like trampy clothes. Do you understand? Yeah? We're just like always like, oh, let me take my time to do this, to do that, and sometimes I think to myself, yeah, is Arsenal a big club? I asked that question. Is Arsenal actually a big club? We've got no. Okay, I've seen us win a European Cup. Yeah, I've seen us win 2 European Cups. But apparently, to the youngsters and those type of fans, yeah, we've never won anything in Europe. One thing the facts they do have is that we've never won any Champions League in our lives. In my how many years I've been living, we've never won a Champions League. Big clubs don't move like that. Big clubs don't move like that. So when we call ourselves a big club, yeah, are we a big club?
See, for me, yeah, when a big club realize that they're close, they move differently. Right? When Liverpool realized they were close, they realized they could score goals, but they were leaky. The one piece that they needed, they went and got from Southampton. It was obvious. We have known what we've needed for 2 years now.
more than 2 years.
Yeah, at least
since
2.
Oba left.
Right.
And let me ask you, BBK. Sorry to interrupt you. And what have Liverpool done? What is that sentence or that statement? What have Liverpool done right now? They strengthened from a position of
strength. Yeah, they're at top of the league, and that's the thing. And this comment from Scans right here, it said Liverpool moving inside and steam. That's Liverpool term. You never really hear about the transfer till it's done. But you look at the Florian Wirtz transfer. We're all hearing about it, but everyone knows that Liverpool are serious. It's a serious bid. If this was us linked to the top attacking midfield prospect, in the world, I'd be like, I believe it when I see it. Everyone believes that Florian Wirtz is going to Liverpool. It's just a matter of time. And that's because they have earned that right, because they have, whenever they're linked to a player that they need and they want, they make it happen. The release clauses for like McAllister and them shrewd business, fantastic.
But this is what we're like as well, BBK. When we want a player, specifically when we want a player, look at two players I mentioned, Declan Rice. Yeah, it was all over everything that we want him, we're going to get him, blah, 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 bids, got him. Then there was Havertz. Yeah? Remember we spoke about this, about Havertz. Yeah? What is it? Bidding within 3 days, the guy was our player. So Arsenal, when they want a player, when they want someone, they will go out to get a player.
Yeah.
So, no, with that, like I had a Chelsea fan tell me, like a Chelsea fan actually explained that to me when they heard me ranting about it on here. DJ Sav, big up DJ Sav. DJ Sav said it wasn't even the Arsenal moving like a big club for the Havertz signing. It was Chelsea couldn't believe we were willing to pay that much, but so they accepted. There was no back and forth. They could not believe. They were like, "What? You want him for full price? Here's the money." And this comment right here from LFC Monster, this just it makes me laugh and cry at the same time. This comment right here. Glasner has won the same as Arteta. It's a factual statement. It's a factual statement. But no, matter of fact, Oliver Glasner has won the more because he won Europa League with Frankfurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So, but
uncomfortable conversations. Uncomfortable
conversations. I guarantee you that dickhead that was in here earlier telling us to shut up about Arteta will turn his nose up at Oliver Glasner.
He gone. Where is he? Show up.
Yeah. So, bro, it's big up E-Raw said facts waffle about. Worry about Arsenal. These top gooners comparing Arsenal to other teams. Justify their excuses they have. Worry about Arsenal. So the thing is, the reason why y'all worry about Liverpool is because they weren't supposed to leapfrog us. This was the year, right?
According to who? According to who? According to who?
It was wait till City fall off. We're right there. We're right there. Well,
no. See, this is where me and whoever differs in that respect, because this is Arsenal. This is Arsenal. Without the striker, there was no way we were toppling. You know what I mean? No one knew Arsenal. Sorry, no one knew Liverpool were coming through. But the way our mentality is in terms of trying to win a league, and you've got Liverpool who have world-class players in their team, who is likely to get over the line? Arsenal or Liverpool?
Liverpool.
They've seen it and done it. They've seen it and done it before.
This comment right here, though, this might be the comment of the day. I'm gonna start this one as well.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Definitely.
Big up to the assembled. Always keeping us honest, man. Big up to the assembled. Arsenal strong talks, concrete talks. Watch summer in awe of monitoring. You know what we are? You know, like Arsenal football. You know, like those old clubs, right? Those grown and sexy clubs y'all could be in Fayetteville back in the day, like 25 and up.
25 and up. Big apple.
When you get in there, you just happen to be there, bro. You ain't trying to get at none of the honeys. You just happen to be in there with all these fine ladies who are 25 and up. You know what I mean? That's what we are, bro. We just happen to sit at the big six table. That's what it seems like. We ain't trying to do nothing. We ain't trying to buy no bottles. Ain't trying to take nothing home. We just in there.
Just there.
Yeah, bro. That's the vibe I'm getting right now, bro.
I just wanted to say one thing as well, yeah. There's a massive pressure on this club next season. People forget that Spurs have won a trophy, yeah. Palace have won a trophy. Newcastle have won a trophy, yeah. The amount of pressure on this club, you can't go next season without winning anything. I'm telling you, it can't happen.
Yeah, I don't even think he gets the season, man. I think if we start slow for the international break, the Emirates is going to become toxic, like 27 Wenger toxic. Men are going getting punched up in the Euro.
100%.
We start slow, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't care what the fixture list is. If our first 3, 4, 5 fixtures are Stamford Bridge, Liverpool away, Etihad, bro, I don't care. I don't want to hear Anderson wins. Because those are the fixtures that have cost us the Premier League over the past few years. So at some point, you have to get over the hurdle, right? So
yeah,
we should be there now.
Yeah, now is as good as time as any.
But tell me something. Let me ask you guys,
yeah.
without a striker here, how are we supposed to win this league? And how are we supposed to win the league with a youngster? Not discounting his ability. And this seems like the person that we are highly invested in right now. How are we supposed to win this league with Sesko? And maybe who else are we talking about? Zubamendi, and is Rodrigo still on the table or is it off the table now?
I think
he's off the table now.
I think he stays at Real Madrid, bro. He has made it clear he wants to stay. I think he stays at Real Madrid to start the season, doesn't get playing time, and in January, you know how that goes. We'll get a loan.
Yeah.
But in August, he will be in white in the Bernabeu.
So are we looking at any wingers right now? Or is it a Nico Williams or?
I see Nico Williams. I see Leao. I see Matoma. I see those.
Why will you go and get Matoma and do the same thing you did with Trossard?
The thing is, Matoma can actually beat his man. Martinelli can't. Matoma is actually
no. You brought Trossard. He bought Trossard from Brighton for that, and he's not using Trossard for that reason.
Yeah, that's
Waffle.
true.
Earlier, I was telling him how free Trossard was at Brighton.
Yeah.
And now he's not.
Electric, you know.
You know, he going to Instruction FC, basically.
Yeah.
If you don't run, it's more like American football, because if you don't run this route, he's gonna take you out.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not playing the way he wants you to play, he's gonna put you on the bench. I'm really disgusted with that man behavior with Tierney. Really, really disgusted, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. He's shown when he doesn't rate a player how ruthless he can be. Unfortunately, he's only ruthless with players that Unai Emery signed. Martinelli is the only player that on the Emery that he kept, because Saliba was stayed on loan after Unai Emery signed it. He never came straight into the team. But every other player that Unai Emery signed, he got rid of, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And he's looking to get rid of Martinelli as well. There's talk of Martinelli. You know, if we get the right money, Martinelli going as well. So, yeah, just telling you, bro, man. I'm not even stressing out. I'll tell you that now. I'm not stressing out because it's pointless, man, pointless.
Yeah. I tell you this though, if we drag our feet in this transfer window the way we normally do, and we go off to Singapore, wherever we're going for preseason, without the signings, then that's going to be another excuse that the player X and player Y that we signed on deadline day didn't get a preseason.
Yeah, he's not ready.
Do you still believe that Havertz is his number one?
Yep.
Yes.
I believe. Yeah, bro.
And there lies the problem, guys. There lies the problem. It's a massive problem.
He loves Kai.
That's Arteta's number one player.
Yeah, he loves Kai. Who
do you think Arteta, apart from, let's take out Saka. Apart from Saka, who will you think he is?
Yeah. Kai.
Don't you think, don't you believe, not even believe, because we all seen it. He goes above, beyond, backwards to include Havertz in the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I believe that he believes if we had Havertz, we beat PSG. He believes that. He believes that. Honestly, because you know what? When PSG came to the Emirates, Havertz actually played well and he scored. Arteta believes that we could have beat PSG had he had Havertz. He loves Havertz, and this is what I'm saying. If you think Havertz is a footballer, against the judgment of every other manager who doesn't think he's a footballer, then I question your judgment. Yeah, I see man at the press conference talking about he has transformed his figure in the gym. Man came on at Newcastle. He was the same guy Havertz, tripping over himself, giving away silly fouls. It's the same, bro. It's like, I know I sound like I don't hate Kai Havertz. I do not. I just think he's a good enough footballer. I've played football in Germany. Third division. I've seen guys with way more tech in the third division over this guy, man. I just don't know what managers see in him to make him the highest paid player before he even kicked the ball for Arsenal Football Club. Oh my God, Arteta, come to the congregation. Oh my God. Oh,
slap, you know.
Yeah, bro. That's criminal. To make an ex-Chelsea player who never kicked the ball for Arsenal the highest paid player of the football club.
Is that his blind spot, do you think? Because Arteta seems to have a lot of blind spots recently. He's got a lot of blind spots. You know, Arteta. You know, remember when he's playing party right back?
Yeah.
You know, the left back conundrum. You know, playing this guy. There's so many things to be critical of this guy. That's why I think that next season, I think it's going to be his last season, unless he wins something. I think it's his last season, and I don't even know if he's going to last the whole season because, as you said, if we start rubbish, losing games, because that's one thing we don't do when we start leagues, start Premier Leagues. We don't really lose games. We might draw a couple, but we don't lose games. If we start to lose games now, 2-3, it's gonna be trouble, man. It's gonna be trouble.
So I think here's my thinking, right? And we say we don't compare to other clubs, right? But Arsenal has nobody that remember the culture of Arsenal's locker room, right?
Mm.
With Liverpool at that time of that transformation, when Van Dijk and them came, there was Maynard was there. There were still a couple of guys who were on the old Liverpool team. Mas- You know, who is it? Alonso. Alonso I left a long time ago, but I forgot what's the midfielder name.
Gerrard,
Um,
Steven
Gerrard,
Gerrard.
and then
They
all
had
them other
that
guys,
guy.
even down to Fabinho. Fabinho got that Liverpool culture as
Yeah,
well. Whoever was there handed it over to McAllister, and Van Dijk just hold that defense. I don't think there's anybody on Arsenal that really, really had the has the club at heart that would be like, I would die for this club right now.
I think
Apart from,
Gabriel.
apart from, no, apart,
Yeah,
I was just about to say, apart
mm.
from Gabriel, Gabriel, he woke up. When he came, there was nobody there. You know, I think he built that on his own from the love.
Yeah.
Who was on Arsenal when Gabriel came that really know the culture? What? What his name? David Luiz from Chelsea, Mustafi.
Mm,
Uh, uh, um,
nah,
you
that's it.
know,
No one was there. No one.
that's it.
I
No,
would have said,
Rob Holding, Rob Holding.
Oh,
yeah.
that,
I would have said
I
Emi
mean,
Martinez, but he had left the previous season after he
yeah.
woke up for
right,
us.
right.
Yeah,
You know, even that's how I knew Arteta was messing up the club in the first place,
yeah,
letting go of Martinez. You know,
Mm.
I really think Martinez came up that ranks for a very long time. Martinez knew Arsenal. He waited patiently for his turn. That's how we won the FA Cup.
yeah.
You know,
Inexperience, management inexperience. You know,
so
like even if you're just saying to him, you know what? Yes, you're going to be number one. Just at the conversation at time, yep, you're going to be. Just tell him because
yeah,
after
just say
you've spoken rubbish throughout your, you know what I mean,
yeah.
career
And
already.
it's not like Martinez didn't prove it. He proved himself.
Yeah.
He went to what was it, the Copa or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
What was it, the World Cup they went to when Argentina?
Yeah,
You
he won the
know,
World
Yeah,
Cup.
Argentina won the World Cup. Yeah.
yeah, he
And he
proved
was a
himself.
crucial
Mm.
piece in the World Cup. Mbappe
So
was steaming through.
how do you let that person go when he just won for his country and he's performing, help you win a cup title,
Yeah,
and he deserved his time. He said, "Hey man, I've been waiting in these ranks. There's no new goalkeeper. All the old goalkeepers I was under has left. It's my turn."
Mm.
You know, that's not. I don't think it's wrong to ask that.
yeah,
But even if you have another objective, that's fine. But at least keep him in the ranks because we needed him.
Look at that comment there. It's
Yep.
true. 5 defeats and 5 draws, and we're out of the title race. I would even say 4 defeats, even
Yeah.
4 defeats.
yeah. I think 3 is the max.
Yeah, 3 is the max.
And we have to give Manchester City champions respect. They have a Ballon d'Or winner
Oh
coming.
yeah, oh
We give
yeah.
them all at once.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
why we and this is my problem, BBK. Sorry to cut you,
all right,
man.
go on.
Why are we not looking at these cheap deals like players like Cherky, you know, creative players? Oh, because they have an attitude. I can't take this crybaby type of a player has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Your ability's got to be more perfect than your attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I knew we weren't in for players like that after where we clearly needed a striker. And then when we met with Ivan Toney, that damn Charles Watt, that melon started to talk about Ivan Toney's attitude. Bro, I've never heard Thomas Frank say anything about this man's attitude.
I
The
know.
entire time I'm in
No.
Saudi, never heard anything say anything about his attitude. Bro, a goal don't give a damn who scored it. You know, Thierry Henry was full of attitude, bro. Full of attitude. Full of
swag.
You know
Swag. That's where.
we're gonna give them goals back.
Yeah.
100%.
Whenever we ever seen a player score a free kick, the ref says, "No, I wasn't ready. Kick it again." Man spots the ball, put it in the roof again, and looks at the ref and says,
Yeah, that's good.
Was
Yeah.
ready? Right. No one in this Arsenal team is doing that. No one is doing that kind of shithousery. Maybe Ben White. But you know what I'm saying? That's the title-winning standard that we're coming from, and men want to tell me that Kai Havertz is going to do that for us. Come on, man.
And the thing is, Kai Havertz has got a look. He's got a little something about him. Yeah, he has got a little bit of an attitude about him. Kai Havertz. He does like a little, you know what I mean, scrapple with the players and stuff.
Cool, but that has to come with 2020, right?
Yeah.
I got a guy named Raheem Buckham in our group chat, right? Die-hard Liverpool fan, right?
Yeah.
This guy was like, hey, once Mo Salah, he didn't not if, but when Mo Salah hits that 2020, bro, Mo Salah was on 18 assists since April, and he still didn't hit 20. If it was so easy, everyone would do it. You know what I'm saying? We need that. So Kai Havertz, he can do all the shit housery he wants, bro. You still have to bang. We need a 20 goal a season striker, and he's nowhere near that. You know what I'm saying? I actually believe Gyökeres can give us 20 goals because we don't need.
I believe that as well.
Man found the net 39 times in Portuguese La Liga. You put some Premier League tax on that, he may dwindle down to 22. That wins just the league. With him,
better players as well.
Yeah, and we don't draw 14 games, bro.
We
don't draw 14 games.
That's it right
those
there.
into wins. We're right there. We don't draw. I mean, I'm not talking about the red cards. Red cards didn't have us 2-0 up against Villa, and we drew 2-2. You know what I'm saying? The last kick of the game at Manchester City. Those are the draws that I'm talking about. Brighton, home and away. Fulham, you know, losing to West Ham at home. You know, those are the games that cost us the league. Red cards. You know, D-Man said, bro, you talking about you got Joe Linton in your team. You got Joe Linton in your team that just
you shouldn't even be talking.
Big up D-Man every time.
Coming here talking about Havertz. You get that damn Joe Linton and that Bruno
Joe Linton is a gangster
the whole game. You know, hey man,
he's a gangster.
Big up to Darren still.
But guys, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah, big up Yaga P, man. You on the job, man. Appreciate
big
you.
Big up Yaga P, man. Big up, man.
The player has to be submissive. Arteta doesn't want any player that has a mind of his own. Yeah, bro. He wants robots, and that's why the 18-year-old kid in Ethan Nwaneri doesn't do exactly what he says and can't see the pitch. Getting microwave minutes out here. LFC Monster say if City come back and raise their level again, Liverpool go stride to stride with them. Arsenal could get left well behind again. I hear it. Need a big summer to keep up. Now we need the right summer to keep up. I don't want any big wrong signings, right? And if Arteta has his way, he'll make a big signing. It'll just be the wrong one.
The thing is, though, you'll have that class up the top, yeah, but you'll also have the second class as well. So, like, no disrespect to Newcastle or Spurs or any, those teams. I know the Spurs haven't had a great season, but all it takes is a new manager coming in, 2-3 signings, yeah, and they're gonna do that. We're gonna attack you mentality. Good. Get some good wins. They're not gonna have the same season as last season. Newcastle, we all know that if they buy 3-4 decent players, yeah, we know what they can do to, some of the top teams. They spattered us, a few times last season. The Villas. So there's 2 tiers of fighting going on. You've got the top 3, the Arsenals, Liverpools, and the Cities. And then you've got the Newcastles, the Villas, the Chelsea, even Chelsea as well. I wouldn't even sleep on Chelsea next season. They're already looking at Mannion, bringing him in. If they got Delap, they bring the centre back. and maybe another striker or winger, they're going to be different gravy next season, man.
Yeah, I
This is
think
what I'm
Chelsea
saying. We could get left behind.
left behind quick and fast because
Yeah.
I actually think Chelsea have made the decision on Nico Jackson. I think Delap is going to be the backup to a Gyökeres or another big striker.
Don't even say Gyökeres, man, because I'll be vexed, bro.
I do. And then can you imagine Sesko comes to Arsenal, starts slow, and then Gyökeres goes to Chelsea. Bang.
Bang. Oh, bro.
It's peak out here, you know. We're fully mudded. Fully mudded. Gyökeres will be put in the Martinelli position as Havertz is the center forward. I'm nice. He will shoehorn Havertz in that team somehow. He will. He is Mr. Stubborn. He is no longer a cold man. I'm dropping the E. He's the full-blown con man now. He's stealing a living, bro. Absolutely stealing a living. LFC Monster said, yes, back in January when Arsenal PR machine said personal terms were agreed. That was not the signing for Arsenal. It was only deflective PR to cover up for the FA Cup loss. Facts. And the Mamba, here we go, dropped the same day we got bounced out of the Champions League. There's no coincidence there that we talk about Zubimeni every time we get kicked out of a competition that we were meant to win. And then if Henry has no chance, imagine RVP. Yeah, bro, that Arteta doesn't want these men who can take the game to the opponent. He wants to be controlled. And this control narrative that they run is completely bonkers. I tell you who controls games. Liverpool. They come at you for 20 minutes. If they don't break you down, they get their win, they get back their shape, and they come at that. That's control.
Yeah.
60 consecutive minutes. You know what I'm saying? No matter what traffic we get, he puts Everest left mid.
I see there's some uncomfortable news about Zubamendi and all this kind of stuff now. I see they're just trying to put doubt. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just gonna wait till it plays out.
Yeah, LFC Monster had put the comments that he made to the TV station on here. I think he was the player. Do it a professional player giving a professional answer to a question. But either way, the way this club has moved, you know, the PTSD makes you believe that, you know, there is a chance, especially with, you know, him having Xabi Alonso as his idol. If Xabi Alonso goes to Real Madrid after the trophy-less season and says, hey, I want this player, I'm inclined to believe that Florentino Perez is going to give him what he wants. Madrid cannot afford another trophy-less season. They cannot. You know what it was.
Real club.
Yeah. But brother Abs.
Yeah, man.
Gotta end it there, man. I gotta go.
Yeah, man. I know, man.
Appreciate you jumping on, my bro.
Definitely, bro.
Get you jumping on. Big up to LFC Monster against the plus slot. Got us playing with control without the ball too. See, yeah, there you go. I agree. I hear it. Cheers to LFC Monster. Every time at the Arsenal setback on the pitch, then we deflective PR and the merch comes out and we lap it all up. They cannot believe their luck, bro. They see the sales go through the roof as we continue to lose games. I think Rodrigo stays because of Alonso. Oh, yeah, 100%. I think 100%. Alonso will find a way to use that young man because he is supremely talented. And he doesn't walk on the pitch like Mbappe and Vinicius. He actually runs.
I hope we got a bomber to talk about on Friday, my brother.
Oh yeah. It can't just be another venting session. Zubi news in February 1st was more BS, proven time and time again, false PR. Absolutely, man. But out of the 5 that I starred, people, I have to give the comment of the day to Brother Assembled because I was stumped. And this one gets a reaction in the chat. What exactly are the Arsenal? It's something that I would think about. I would absolutely think about because I have lost the identity of my football club. Yes, I have, people. But yeah, big up to Herndon Gooner. Thank you, bro. People, like I always say, make sure you go subscribe to waffle.tv. Appreciate Brother Ebbs jumping on, making the show go. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other. We are gone.